Hi everyone! Welcome back to another video. Today I will be reviewing some ARRTX markers. So a little background, ARRTX reached out to me and asked if I was willing to review a set of their markers and test them out. And I said yeah, why not? Because honestly I've never used any ARRTX products before, and I've seen tons and tons of videos from other creators that they review these markers and they say they're actually pretty good. Like, I have my other paint pens, but these ones are a little different. These ones are like brush tip and apparently waterproof, so I'm really excited to try these. They sent me the 36 color pack, and yeah, this one is the brush tip marker set. So apparently these are pretty easy to use, so you can get a wide variety of brush tip sizes and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, let's get swatching and I will make a drawing based off of these markers. So I just wanted to give like a little quick view into the box itself because wow, look at all those vibrant colors. Already off the bat I can tell these are going to be like super vibrant and like almost like neon colors. So I'm gonna have to base my drawing off of that. I don't think it'll be too hard, but I definitely do need to swatch these first just to make sure how like vibrant they really are, and then I'll get to work. I'll probably just speed up the whole like swatch process because that's probably gonna take like a while, but supposedly these don't even require like any pumping. It's just like shaking and that's about it, because here are the little instructions. But yeah, these markers are so cute, and so is the box. I really love how it's all designed, little things here and there. So yeah, you'll hear a voice over me probably just talking about what I think about the markers, and then we'll get to the drawing part. So yeah. Okay, so the very first thing I wanted to talk about these markers is that they are very juicy, but that is to say they are new, so I don't feel surprised if they dry out over time. But overall, I do think that they're really nice. I really like how pigmented they are, especially to the cap. Like I predicted, they were very vibrant, very saturated colors, and very almost neon colors. There were some colors like the green one that I tested out that were a lot brighter than I expected it to be. But sometimes the colors aren't like 100% exact to the cap. But I do really like how consistent they are and how much paint they also pump out. But yeah, another thing I really happened to like was the pen tip itself. I think it's very like paintbrushy, if that makes any sense, because it really much mimics like a nice thin paintbrush with like a thick end, which gives you a lot of brush variety. I do feel like I was able to get like really thin and really thick strokes with the pen itself. You can just see me just using thick strokes, but that's just because I'm swatching it. Later on I go on to try the like stroke size, I guess. But yeah, overall these markers are great. I kind of wish I had them earlier, but now I'm gonna use them more often because they're really juicy, they're great, and overall very vibrant, kind of like me. I like to use vibrant colors in my art, so yeah. Now that the swatch is done, I really wanted to try out how good these markers are really at blending, because I like to make gradients and I think it would be really fun to see how I could experiment with them. So I went on and did 2 swatches with 2 different sets of colors, and I think that they did pretty good. I didn't know at first how to blend them because they are acrylic paint pens, and I know that acrylic tends to dry really fast, and that kind of was the case with these markers, but that's more of a medium problem than an actual problem with the markers, so I don't blame them for that. But yeah, I tried to mix them with my index finger for some reason, but that just made the colors muddy, so I just really had to be quick with the markers when I was switching back and forth trying to get the gradient, but in the end it ended up working out. After testing the blending for a little bit, I decided to go on and just make a little doodle for fun, you know, just to test out the markers a little bit more in an actual drawing setting. I don't know why the first thing that came up to my brain were grapes. I think I was just hungry. So yeah, I drew this little branch of grapes, and I really like how it came out. Of course, as I've said like a million times before, the markers are super vibrant and I really like that. They stack on top of each other really well. So once the paint actually dries, you can layer it and layer it and layer it, and it'll be like the layer underneath it didn't exist, if you know what I mean. Like, I gotta give this white paint marker props. Like, it wasn't transparent at all, and I really like a nice juicy pen. Also in the packet were these fun little like color thingies, and so I'm just gonna color them for fun just cause, you know, they're so cute. Okay, so you might be wondering, Eve, is this the drawing? Is this the actual painting that you're going to be working on? And why is it pre-painted? Don't you fret your little head, because it is not the actual painting. Yeah, I just added this because I really wanted to test the paint markers on canvas, because it's paint and canvas, you know, match made in heaven. But yeah, I wanted to test the white marker further because I just really liked how it worked, you know, and I had this plain boring old painting just lying around, so, you know, why not mess with it a little bit? So I just added my own little decoration bits, and I added like a little character in the middle, which you'll see, but this is more of just like a little like testing segment where I figure things out. Okay, so now it's finally time for the actual painting. Yes, I know it's been just a lot of blabber about, like, you know, the markers and stuff and like that canvas painting, but this is the actual art that I'm going to be making today. So yeah, I will be doing like a full painting here, and you'll just watch me do it. So I'll pause sometimes maybe and talk about like what I'm doing, but yeah. Okay, so I first wanted to talk a little bit about the inspiration for this. I had a couple ideas beforehand, but I stuck to one, simply because in one of my videos I had mentioned it previously, and I thought that it would be a really nice touch to actually bring it up and put it into a video for once. So, if any of you remember my last old sketchbook tour, I talked about how I had this old Miku pony in my sketchbook from 4th grade, and I said I really wanted to redraw it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to do like a little mini version of Miku holding a Miku pony, but in winter attire, because, you know, it's the holiday season. It's that time where the cold season kicks in, you know, everyone starts wearing scarves and cute clothes, except California is not really the best place for winter wonderland because, you know, it's just not extreme weather, but either way, I wanted to get that kind of like feel, that kind of vibe for this painting. So yeah, that is my inspiration. Anyways, I hope y'all had a really nice holiday season. I did. I spent some time with family, but if you didn't, I hope you spent some time with either friends or just even by yourself or with a pet. You know, it doesn't always necessarily need to be with a giant group of people to be able to enjoy some time for yourself. But yeah, you know, I'm really grateful for all of you guys. Like, seriously, I wanted to make a 20K special because, oh my goodness, we are already at that number. I did not expect it to get this far. Like, seriously, Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. Your comments, they make me cry sometimes, but they also make me laugh sometimes. And so I really wanted to go into the new year just letting y'all know I love y'all so much. Y'all are really great inspiration for me to continue going on YouTube and, you know, just doing this stuff, because I'm literally just like a silly kid in her room just doing art and recording it on her phone and hoping people like it, and you guys did. So I'm really grateful for all of y'all, and I hope that this new year that's coming up will be an even better year, you know, with more videos that I probably will try to pump out more. But you know, big life changes are happening, so I don't know how often I'll be posting next year, but I will make it my goal to post more, you know. Okay, so a little tip. I felt kind of smart doing this, but honestly, it's not anything new. Instead of actually using the paint markers like fully paper to pen directly, I came up with a little solution on how to maximize the amount of paint you get from these paint markers. And just wait for it. I added water. Yep, I turned them into watercolors. It's actually pretty easy. You literally just like grab a paint palette that has like a slippery surface, you know, that won't stick, and you just mix the colors together. You add a little water with a paintbrush, and boom, you got yourself your homemade acrylic watercolors. It's kind of like wash, kind of not. It's not a thick paint substance, but it did come from paint. So I used this technique for larger areas, and it worked out really well. I like the texture that I provided, and I also really liked how they layered on top of each other, especially when I did the blush and when I colored the hair that was near the face. It kind of gave it that like glowy, transparent type look that I really wanted to go for. And yeah, I think it's a really nice technique. I suggest that if you ever have paint markers or just paint in general and you want to make something translucent, just add water to it, you know, experiment, try new things. That is one of the biggest things that I always say. But yeah, I really do think that this technique worked out really well, and I will continue using it with these markers in the future. Not gonna lie, this painting was kind of a trust the process for me, because at the very beginning I thought the sketch was like pretty cute, you know, I was liking it. And then when I started painting the face, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I have no clue. I don't think this is coming out well, because I thought the eyes were like super huge, and I think the mouth was crooked, the jaw was a little crooked. So I was kind of panicking in the beginning, not gonna lie. I was a little scared that it wasn't gonna turn out right. But yeah, definitely art is a trust the process type of thing. I had to just wing it like I always do. A lot of the time art is just winging it. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know my inner thoughts, you know. I think it's very integral to the process, and also it's just funny, you know. I was like doubting myself really badly. So yeah, guys, I doubt myself too, so don't worry. I don't always know what I'm doing, but you know what, we figure it out. We figure it out together. Okay, my videos are always filled with fillers because I usually don't know what to say. My brain is kind of turned off every time I draw. But I kind of wanted to talk about my recent interests, you know? These are actually fairly recent. Mouthwashing and Sonic. Just hear me out, okay? I never played any Sonic games as a kid. I know that. I know my friends were very obsessed with Sonic as a kid. And, you know, I kind of just, like, indulged in that. So I do have a part of me that knew about Sonic when I was, like, in elementary school. But I didn't really kickstart until, like, literally right now that I saw the Sonic 3 movie. Oh my goodness, it's so good, guys. It's so good. And I saw it in like one of those theaters that was like with moving chairs, so it was a really interesting experience. I got a good back massage out of that. But I really like the movie. I think the third one is probably the best out of all of them. Not to say that it's because of the Hot Topic red highlights wannabe emo Shadow, but I will say that he was kind of a part of it because I feel like they're so cute, but at the same time they're like so silly and very serious. I don't know how to describe it. Like I'd say Keanu Reeves as voice of Shadow was a very good casting decision in my opinion. Please don't hate me if you feel like it wasn't. I'm new here, okay? We're not about to start a mob of Sonic people in my comment section, okay? Please. I admit I do not know anything and I will not be a quote-unquote poser, but even still, like, people shouldn't be calling other people posers just because they found a new interest that's been around, okay? People find new things and that's okay. I'm advocating for myself and for everyone else. So, but yeah, I really liked the new Sonic movie. I'm kind of obsessed with it right now. So I will be talking a lot about it or making art about it because that's what I do as an art kid. I make art about my interests because I'm weird like that. But yeah, I feel like it was a really nice movie. I really like how the whole story was. It was really funny. Jim Carrey was very funny. So basically me and my family laughed. Like if I can get my family to laugh, I know it's a good movie. So it was a good movie. I won't spoil anything, obviously, you know, no spoilers here because I am a spoiler-free zone. Even though I am a person who doesn't care about getting spoilers, I know some people really do. So yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else, but mouthwashing. Oh my goodness. That game is like earth-shattering and like shocking in so many ways. You know, I'm not always like a horror type person, but this is more like analog and like I don't know how to describe it. Like I feel like the quality of the story is just so good, and all the documentaries that like I've heard about it or like the podcasts and stuff like that are just chef's kiss, out of this world. The analysis is on like I can't speak. The analysis on the characters, each and every single one, like Daisuke, Anya, Swansea, Jim Bob, and Curly Fries, out of this world. Beautiful. I won't go into too much because I know that there's a lot of debate about, you know, Curly and all that kind of stuff. My personal opinion, Curly was not the best, but you know, he was still okay, I guess, you know. But yeah, I really liked the game. I really liked how well it was made. Like, oh my goodness, that is a crazy game. It is so, like, even though it's like supposedly like quote unquote old bad quality, it's still so good. And the graphics are just like, brings me back, like, you know, nostalgia type stuff. So at this point, this is where things started looking up from there. So I stopped kind of doubting how it was gonna look because I just wanted to get it done with. But once I started actually putting things together, like and drawing the little pony version of Miku, I felt like it was actually going pretty good. So this is where I started feeling a little bit better about it. I started getting a little bit more calm and just really enjoying how the whole marker process was going because I really like these markers, as I stated before. But yeah, they're really nice, really juicy, really soft, really, I don't know, smooth, I guess it's the type of paper that could also alter how smooth they are. But otherwise, I really love these pens. They're great. I still kind of have to figure out the whole blending thing, but that's kind of just on me. But otherwise, I was able to use them in so many ways, more than one, and they're very versatile, honestly. My favorite thing about this painting was just being able to add the little snowflakes at the end because, again, I get to use the delicious, juicy white pen. So I really enjoyed that part. It made everything just, really tie together. And finally, I got to the point where I could finally use mixed media at the end because I had been holding off so long the entire process of just use the markers, just use the markers. And so finally, once I finished pretty much everything else in the drawing, I was like, yes, I can finally use other materials. And so I started kind of outlining just a little bit more with pens, pencils, color pencils, and then at the end I ended up using some chalk pastels, which made the nice, airbrushy type background. I love using those chalk pastels. They always make things look so dreamy. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it kind of gives off that kind of soft, nice background that I always like. Anyways, this is how the finished painting came out. I really like it. It's so cute, and I just want to hang it up on my wall because it, you know, gives off Christmas vibes. But yeah, happy holidays, and thank you so much again to ARRTX for reaching out. I loved using these markers, and I will continue using them in future videos. But yeah, thank you so much for 20K again, and I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year! Bye!